Learnly English Podcast.
Welcome to Learnly English Podcast. Today, we're getting into something pretty central to how we all consume content these days. We're looking at the contrasting worlds of short-form and long-form video. Think TikTok versus YouTube.
Right. And the real question we're sort of grappling with is, are these platforms serving totally different, maybe even complementary roles? Or does one actually offer a, let's say, more complete experience when you look at learning, entertainment, and, creativity?
Exactly. And I'll be making the case for the comprehensive, the in-depth value you get from platforms like YouTube.
And I'll be taking the other side, arguing that the efficiency, the accessibility, and that instant engagement you find on platforms like TikTok that actually offers something uniquely powerful, maybe even better for a lot of us.
Okay, so to start, my position fundamentally is that platforms focusing on long-form content, YouTube being the prime example, they just provide a level of depth and real understanding that's frankly unparalleled across different areas. Let's take learning. YouTube is phenomenal for actually understanding complex tasks. It guides you through these super detailed step-by-step tutorials, I personally learned how to change my car oil using YouTube. The creator showed close-ups of the tools, talked about what could go wrong while doing it, walked through every single step. It wasn't just watching, it was like proper skill acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same for really digging into complicated subjects. You find these 45-minute Spanish grammar lessons that give you that solid foundation you need for actual mastery. It lets you build knowledge properly from the ground up. Then there's entertainment. YouTube allows creators to build really complex stories, develop characters over multiple videos, create whole series. That offers a genuinely rich, sustained kind of storytelling. You get emotionally invested in a way that, bite-sized clips just can't match. And thinking about creativity and community, YouTube really helps creators build a strong personal brand, attract loyal audiences. The format itself with the comment sections, live chats, community posts, it enables deeper, actual conversations within dedicated communities. It's about sustained connection.
Okay, but my perspective shifts when I think about, the immediate needs and just the different ways people learn today. My core argument is that short-form platforms, like TikTok, they absolutely excel at delivering efficient, accessible, and seriously engaging content. It caters to so many different learning styles, gives you instant entertainment, and honestly, it democratizes creativity for everyone. Think about learning. TikTok, incredibly good for that quick foundational bit of knowledge or just getting inspired. You can learn, say, the 5 tools you need for an oil change in a sharp 30-second video. You grasp the basics immediately without needing to commit to a long tutorial right away. And it breaks down complex stuff into these really simple, memorable chunks, using music, great visuals, humor. Learning algebra from a rap song or picking up quick Spanish pronunciation tips or vocabulary in a minute, it works.
Okay.
And this approach, it really helps lower the intimidation factor. I've seen how learning simple guitar riffs or cooking hacks on TikTok makes it feel fun, less like homework. It encourages people to actually start. And for entertainment, TikTok is all about instant gratification. That quick laugh from a 15-second clip of a dog in sunglasses, brilliant. And its algorithm, it's scarily good at tailoring things just for you. Your For You page just gets you, right? It knows you like cooking, dad jokes, cats, whatever. It delivers this constant stream of stuff you actually enjoy. And creativity? The barrier to entry is just so much lower. The built-in editing tools, the trending formats, it empowers way more people to just make stuff. My 65-year-old neighbor, she went viral with her gardening tips, grandma's garden tips. She found YouTube too daunting. And the community aspect is huge too. These broad, trend-based global communities form through duets, stitches, those tell me you're a teacher type trends. It creates this massive sense of shared experience.
Your point about diverse learning styles really brings up a key tension, doesn't it? How do we square that accessibility, that initial hook, with the depth needed for really getting something, which leads us to our first main point: depth versus accessibility in learning.
Exactly. So while you champion depth for, mastery, and I get that, I do question if long form is always the best way, especially for getting started. TikTok's role in providing quick tips and just that spark of inspiration, it can be huge for breaking down that feeling of, ugh, this looks hard. Those simple guitar riffs I mentioned, they can totally change how someone feels about picking up an instrument, makes it playful, not like some big academic chore. It just lowers the bar, gets people trying things.
Okay, I can absolutely see the motivational power there, that those quick wins are important. But I do worry that without the kind of foundational depth that YouTube often provides, that initial spark might just fizzle out, especially for really complex stuff like calculus or advanced physics or understanding intricate grammar rules in a language. TikTok is great for that aha moment, maybe a cool trick you remember. But for a comprehensive understanding where you really grasp the principles and can apply them flexibly, I still think YouTube's structured long-form approach is pretty indispensable. It's like, okay, analogy time. YouTube gives you the full recipe and the detailed techniques for making, say, a complex French pastry. TikTok might show you a really cool way to pipe the icing or a quick decorating hack. Both useful, sure, but only one gives you the full picture needed to actually bake the whole thing properly.
That's a pretty good analogy, actually. It clarifies the learning difference well. But okay, what about entertainment? Because both platforms are obviously massive entertainment hubs, just in totally different ways. Break to 'em.
Absolutely. And here, I'd argue that YouTube's ability to build out those extensive narratives, develop characters over time, create immersive series, that leads to a much richer, more enduring entertainment experience. When you invest time in a multi-part documentary or follow a fictional web series, you build a real connection. And the algorithm, it can also get super specialized. I watched one video, just one, about street food in Vietnam, and boom, suddenly my feed was this amazing curated world of global food tours, culinary history. It allows for this sustained, deep dive kind of engagement that short form, just by its nature, struggles to replicate. It feels more satisfying, I guess.
That's a strong point for the long game, yeah. But I'd counter that TikTok's genius is in delivering rapid entertainment and even really fast-paced storytelling, perfectly tuned for how our attention spans often work now. Lots of TikTok creators are masters of the cliffhanger, right? Stringing you along in these multi-part 60-second videos. They tell surprisingly compelling micro-stories that add up. And again, that hyper-personalized algorithm is just key for entertainment. Your For You page becomes this constantly fresh, endless stream of exactly what delights you right now. Instant gratification, novelty. You get this huge variety perfectly matched to your tastes, often making you laugh or gasp within seconds. Of course, let's be real. Both platforms can absolutely devour time. We've all been there. You mentioned the YouTube rabbit hole. Start watching a quick video at 9 p.m., look up, and it's suddenly midnight because you somehow ended up watching a 3-hour documentary about penguins. Or, the entire history of pizza. My 2 hours on TikTok, though, it might be spread out 10 minutes here, 15 there, but it's that endless scroll that just accumulates subtly throughout the day. Both definitely have a grip on our attention.
Ha, tell me about it. We're probably both guilty there. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How do these platforms shape creative expression and the communities that form around them?
Okay, from where I sit, TikTok's strength here is definitely its ease of use and how it leverages trends for creativity. It just flat out enables more people to become creators because it's simpler, less intimidating. My neighbor, I mentioned, the 65-year-old with the gardening tips, 50,000 followers now. She tried YouTube, found the whole editing, uploading thing just too much. On TikTok, film a short clip, tap, tap, tap to add text, post, done. She's now this beloved micro-celebrity in the gardening world. It really does democratize the creative space. Gives a platform to people who might otherwise just stay consumers.
Yeah, okay, I definitely appreciate that point about accessibility. making it easier for more people to jump in. But I'd argue YouTube's power lies more in allowing creators to really build out their personality, craft a cohesive, authentic brand over time, and crucially, foster those deeper, more sustained connections. You get real, substantive conversations happening in the comment sections, dedicated fan bases forming. The longer format just allows for more nuance, right? Creators can showcase deep expertise or artistry without constantly chasing the next viral trend. So, yeah, the barrier to entry might be a bit higher, but the potential for truly meaningful, lasting engagement, maybe even building a significant creative legacy, I think that's often greater on YouTube. That being said, it's pretty clear they foster different kinds of community. TikTok is amazing at those broad, trend-driven connections things that can unite millions across totally different backgrounds around a shared sound or challenge. It creates these fleeting but massive cultural moments. YouTube, conversely, tends to cultivate deeper, maybe more niche communities, groups focused around specific interests where really in-depth discussions can happen over time. Both are valuable, absolutely. Just different scales, different depths.
Agreed. Distinct community types for sure. Though, the longevity and maybe the substance of those connections, that might still be a key difference. But look, we can't really talk about either platform honestly without digging into the downsides, the potential pitfalls, and importantly, how we can maybe use them more intentionally.
Oh, definitely. My personal YouTube kryptonite is without a doubt that rabbit hole effect we talked about. You search for something super practical like, okay, how do you fold a fitted sheet properly? Next thing you know, it's hours later. I genuinely did this once, started with fitted sheets, somehow ended up watching a 45-minute documentary on the history of laundry, then Victorian Washington techniques, then a whole series about historical costuming and corsets. It was informative, but 3 hours vanished and the sheets were still unfolded. It's not just random curiosity. The algorithm is literally designed for watch time, right? It keeps feeding you related, engaging stuff, pulling you further and further from your original goal.
I could totally picture that. And I'd argue TikTok's endless scroll is its own unique and maybe equally potent kind of time sink. It plays on different psychology, maybe? That whole variable reward thing, the constant promise that the next swipe might reveal something amazing or hilarious. It's incredibly addictive. There's no natural stopping point built in. And that trend-driven nature we praised for creativity, it can also be a problem, rapidly amplifying stuff that's emotionally charged, maybe not thought through, or even dangerous. Critical thinking kind of goes out the window when things move that fast. We've seen those awful challenges, right? The Tide Pod thing, those school bathroom vandalism trends, they spread like wildfire, partly because of TikTok's speed and reach.
Yeah, those are really serious concerns. And beyond those platform-specific issues, we both know there are shared problems. Misinformation spreading, conspiracy theories finding fertile ground, content that's just not appropriate for kids. What worries me is how each platform's design might amplify these things differently. YouTube's longer format can sometimes lend this false air of authority to slickly produce but totally inaccurate documentaries, letting misinformation get embedded more deeply, more persuasively.
Exactly. Whereas TikTok's short, punchy format means unverified claims or emotionally manipulative stuff can just explode virally. There's really time to think critically before it's shared thousands of times. So, okay, facing all this, what are some actual practical things people can do for mindful use? For YouTube, I'd say, yes, set timers, but maybe even more crucial, before you open the app, actually ask yourself, what am I looking for? Entertainment, learning, connection? And then try to stick to it. Curate your subscriptions, follow quality channels, and definitely use that watch later list like crazy. It breaks the immediate must-watch now cycle.
That's a really solid advice. For TikTok, my big ones would be turn off the notifications. Those little red badges are pure psychological manipulation, designed to pull you back in. And use the not interested button religiously. Seriously, hammer it. It's your best tool for training the algorithm to show you stuff that actually adds value or aligns with what you want to see, not just what keeps you scrolling. Be active in shaping your feed.
And for both platforms, I think we should all make a conscious effort to seek out and follow accounts that genuinely inspire us, teach us something useful, or just make us feel good. And, just as vital, ruthlessly unfollow or block anything that consistently brings you down, makes you anxious, or feels like a waste of precious time.
Totally agree. And remember, it is absolutely okay to take breaks. A full digital detox even. Delete the apps for a weekend, a week, whatever you need to reset. They'll be there when you get back, promise. The most important thing, really, is just being intentional. Asking yourself, what do I actually want to get out of this, before you dive in? It's about using the tool, not letting the tool use you.
So, okay, after hashing all this out, where do we land?
Well, I think we've really underscored that these platforms, they often serve quite different, but maybe profoundly complementary roles in our lives. You could say YouTube is kind of like sitting down for a full, satisfying multi-course meal. It's for when you really want to explore something deeply, get that comprehensive understanding, that sustained engagement.
Yeah, I like that. And TikTok, then, is more like grabbing an amazing assortment of exciting, delicious, instantly gratifying snacks from a buzzing street market. Perfect for quick entertainment, a burst of inspiration, or just dipping your toes into something new without a massive time investment. Both clearly offer huge value for learning, for fun, for creativity. The best choice? It really just depends on what you're looking for in that specific moment.
Absolutely. And the key, as we said, to getting the good stuff and avoiding the pitfalls, it really just comes down to being mindful, being intentional about how we use them, being the driver, not the passenger. Speaking of which...
I have a sinking feeling, even while we were just talking about managing screen time, I'm pretty sure my YouTube watch later list just got 2 videos longer in the last 10 minutes. The struggle is real.
Tell me about it. I've got 3 TikTok notifications burning a hole in my pocket that I've been actively willing myself to ignore while trying to sound wise about all this. We are definitely living proof of the challenge, aren't we?
Indeed we are. Well, look, if you enjoyed this kind of discussion, exploring different angles on things that shape our digital world, we really hope you'll consider following and subscribing to our channel. It's genuinely the best way to stay connected and catch our future conversations. And we'd actually love to hear from you on this one. Reflect a bit on your own habits. Are you firmly Team YouTube or Team TikTok? Got any hilarious rabbit hole stories? And be honest, what's your daily screen time really look like? We promise we won't judge too much.
And maybe most importantly, remember there's a whole lot of important, amazing life happening outside these apps too.
Thanks for joining us for this discussion.